Why, hello everybody! Did you know that you can make your own powdered mixes and spices? Today we're going to talk about how to make 2 of them. My name is Deb from Just Do Something Homestead. Last week I showed subscribers how to dehydrate foods. And one of the things I like to do is make powders. So today we are going to make 2 different types of powder. One is onion powder and the other is banana. This is cinnamon marshmallow powder. And I stir that into my coffee in the morning. And it adds a little sweetness and a lot of cinnamon. But how did I make this? It starts with dehydrated marshmallows. This is a dehydrated strawberry marshmallow. And it started as a regular marshmallow that I cut in half and I dehydrated until it was hard. If I was to bite into this, you would hear that it is completely crispy, like something you would find in Lucky Charms. Now, what I did is I made this into a powder like my cinnamon one, and I can add that to recipes such as hot chocolate, coffee, muffins, and anything else that needs a little flavor and sweetness. To make strawberry marshmallow powder, I would simply take some of my dried marshmallows, put them into my mini food processor, and simply mix it until it is powder. I also make 100% fruit powders. This one is strawberry from the strawberries that I grew last year. Just like my cinnamon marshmallow, this time I took strawberries from my garden, I washed them and dried them. Then I sliced them and put them in my dehydrator. Once they were completely crisp, I put them in my mini food processor and made crumbs out of it so that it turned into powder. Fruit powders are especially good mixed into smoothies, oatmeal, muffins, cake, and just about anything that you want a little sweetness added to. And the best part about dehydrating foods is it saves the food from going bad. So if I had an excess amount of fruit, I could simply dry it and then turn it into powder, and it's going to last at least a year. Last week, I showed you how to make banana chips. These banana chips are fantastic. Now, I heated them until they were completely crisp. I could have left them pliable if I wanted to eat them in maybe cereal or trail mix, but I knew ahead of time that I wanted to make banana powder. I dried these bananas for 12 hours at 131 degrees. I don't want them to be soft or mushy or pliable at all. I want them completely crisp. If they were soft, then when I would go to powder them, they would just turn to mush, and that is not what I want. I want a dry powder. I am going to take these banana chips and put them into my mini food processor. I'm not going to fill this up. That would be too many, but I'm going to put about 1/3 of the way up. It should look like that. Now, I used 5 bananas last week, and that made 2 full sheets. So today, I put 1 full sheet of dried bananas into my food processor. If you don't have one of these little mini food processors, you can simply put it through your blender. I just find this is a really easy way to do it. Mine is very easy to use. I am just going to push low until it starts spinning around pretty good, and then I'll switch it to high. And yes, this can be rather noisy. Let's go. As I said, it is loud. And just like that, it is finished. Now, what you see floating up, those are the crumbs. It smells heavenly. All right, and that is half of the bananas. And look at that powder. It truly, you need to smell it. It smells so good. I can't wait to use this. I stir my fruit powders in little jars and I seal them for long-term use. So I'm going to vacuum seal that. Once I finish the rest of the bananas, I'll put it all in here and vacuum seal it, and it is just going to be fantastic. Now I'm going to turn the rest of the bananas into powder. This is just under 5 bananas that has been dried and made into fruit powder. I am going to seal this shut and run it through my vacuum sealer, and that is going to keep it nice and fresh. Now, if you are someone who is going to use it in, say, oatmeal, you might want to leave bigger chunks. So when you use that mini food processor, the longer it spins, the smaller it is. So you decide how you want to use your powder and how fine you want to make it. Do you have children in your family who have a complete meltdown when they find a chunk of onion in their food? If so, you're going to want to listen how to solve that and still eat onions. I re-washed all the pieces of my little food chopper, but it has to be completely dry. You don't even want the tiniest little moisture on there before you switch to another food. Now, bananas, I do not want my onions to taste like bananas, nor my bananas to taste like onions. So I definitely scrubbed it really hard in between. And in fact, I started with my bananas, which isn't as powerful as onions. You may want to make your onion powder outdoors. Now, since it's 30 degrees and very, very cold, I'm going to do mine in the kitchen, but it is a powerful smell. As wonderful as the banana chips smelled, the onions is going to have a different aroma altogether. Many homes have this spice right in their cupboard, and it is called onion powder. It is simply made by powdering a dried onion. These are red onions that I powdered last year, and just like the banana, you need to have it completely dry and crisp. You're going to pour that into your little mini chopper. And unlike the bananas, these are actually going to chop up faster. Bananas were pretty dense and thick, but this one is not. So this will not take as long as it did to do the bananas. I filled it about 1/3 way up the bowl of the food chopper. And you really don't want to have it too low. It works better if it is higher. If it's too low, it'll just stir across the bottom. Again, you want to start this on low. Then switch to high. I stir my onion powder in this tiny little mason jar that I bought. And it is tiny. It's smaller than a spice jar, but it doesn't make a lot, but it only takes a little to go a long way. So I highly recommend don't pour the whole thing into what you are making. It's going to be very powerfully strong. If you are a family that likes onions in your roasts, in your stews, in your soups, but your children do not like to find a piece of onion, this is what I recommend. You'll have the flavor, but it will be sight unseen. If you found this video helpful today, I ask that you like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for joining us here on the homestead. Have a great day. Bye-bye.